It's that time again.
Hey everybody, happy Homebrew Wednesday.
Hi.
Elder P and Fresh P here, and
we have homebrew.
It doesn't look like it though, does it?
Yeah, it's pretty.
Pretty clear. Not a lot of head on that one, but we poured these a few minutes ago.
A little bit
a while ago.
Yeah.
That's right. Cheers. Yeah, down the hatch.
Oh gosh, I'm too thirsty.
Cheers, everybody.
Again, I get caught. Yes, that's tasty.
That's the
another kick in the head with a drop kick Nate.
That's version 3.
This is the third batch.
You know, I wish I had more patience on this stuff and just to wait for it to age a little bit, but
it does better with a little bit of age.
End up drinking it before.
It gets
anywho,
you can taste the freshness when it's fresh, and it just isn't quite as good.
It's green.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I'm not sold entirely on this whole forced carbing thing with the kegs, but I'm thinking, you know, once we get the pipeline going, we can get things and just kind of gradually let them carb up over a week or two or whatever.
Right.
Anywho, got a lot of stuff going on this episode. We've got last Sunday, a guy I work with, BioGrove. Shout out to you, buddy. He and I brewed the same beer, the same recipe. I did an all-grain version. He did a partial mash.
Clone.
A clone of Spotted Cow, which is from New Glarus up in Wisconsin. And got the recipe from CF Wolnia, so thanks, buddy. So we put that together, and I thought I had hosed the whole thing up. I got just killer efficiency out of the mash, and I ended up with a 1051. So I thought, oh crap, this is going to be, we're going to be night and day different on the recipe. Put the little footage right here of the other brew day, if I can, or maybe here. Okay.
Somewhere in there.
Somewhere in there. I don't want to cover up your face.
No, just down.
Anywho,
down your lower part.
It's vertical. Okay.
Oh, there.
So I thought I screwed up the whole brew. And later that night, after I'd finished up, I sent him a text message, and I said, "What was your original gravity?" And he said, 1051. I said, "Oh wow, that's crazy." So we brewed the same beer within 30 minutes of each other without even talking that day, and ended up with the same gravity. So wow. What are the chances? Both of our fermentations are still going. Ours is pretty active. We've got a leak on the lid of our bucket, so we don't see any airlock activity. Had to crack the lid to check it out. But anyway, that was really cool. So really looking forward to how that one turns out and how those two compare. A real simple recipe. First time using flake maize. Here's a little bit of footage from that day. So I wasn't going to shoot any footage today. But Elder P ran off, and I just wanted to update you guys on a couple of things that we got going on. So we split the triple chocolate stout last week into, or almost 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago tomorrow, into 2 different fermenters, and I basically just racked them together with the trub loss. Ended up pretty close to the top of a 5-gallon. So volume's about where I thought it might be after loss with all that cocoa in the fermenters. So I took a gravity reading, and I'm basically right about 1032. It's a little high, which means there's a lot of residual sweetness. Now, I ran 2 different samples. One I got a 1032, and the other one was a 1030. The one from the Glass Carboy tastes really darn good. A lot of sweetness, I can taste that. But if it fermented out further, those flavors are amazing. The balance between the chocolate malts and the roasted malts and everything, oh man, just excellent. The one, and I think it might be from where I pulled the sample, this one tastes a little bit yeasty. This is the one from the bucket. So this is the one that was like 1030. So my hopes are that by stirring everything up, the yeast is going to kick back in, and we're going to get some more fermentation out of it, and it'll finish up. So we'll come back in a few weeks. I know Imperials do take a little bit longer, so we'll come back and check those in a little bit. And we're brewing today. Well, and it's pretty much just me. Elder P's got stuff going on, but I'll show you where we're at now with things going on here. This is second runnings coming out really dang clear. And what we're making is actually a clone, so to speak, of New Glarus Spotted Cow, just to get an easy drinker down, test some skills with the adjuncts, since this one has some corn in it. So, let's see, it's got flake maize, whatever, corn, whatever have you. So we'll see how that turns out. The first sample I took for gravity was amazing. It tastes great. Super sweet. It was like 1083 on the refractometer. Took 3 readings and they were all right about there. So nice high gravity on the first runnings. So we'll see how the second runnings look. Feeling better about the temperatures today. Mash temperatures, getting things a little bit better under control. So learning the system a little bit more. And then as soon as I learn it, we're gonna change everything. So we'll see. Anyway, guys, cheers, and we'll catch you a little bit later. Maybe I'll come back during the boil. See ya. Oh, yeah. Take a peek at this. I'll show you guys what it looks like here. So I got the cocoa nibs, cacao nibs, and racked on top of those. So I'm gonna flip this around here. So there's a little Star Sand bubblage there, bubblies, and then the cacao nibs, and then the stout, which is pretty brown still. And look at that, just from the 20 minutes or whatever it's been sitting here, we've already got pretty solid, true going sediment, which I expected. And this is promising, but it just might be a little bit outgassing. I don't know what's going on, but anyway, I love to see the positive pressure on the system after a rack, so I'm not complaining there. And then over here, what I did was moved a portion of what wouldn't fit in the fermenter over to a little growler there. So I haven't seen that one click yet, but if this works out, it'll be an interesting little experiment, because that one did not have the cacao nibs, this one did. Alright, I'm rambling on. Just a little update on that. Cheers.
And you were a busy boy that day, because you racked over the stout and also took some samples of our apple. I
also racked the apples.
Oh, you racked?
I racked the ciders to secondary, so here's some footage of that and the testing of the gravities. Racking over one of our ciders, and this sucker's pretty darn clear. I don't know if it'll focus, but here's what it looks like going into the this will be our secondary. Really darn clear. Take a look at that line there. It almost looks like there's nothing in there, but it's indeed full of homegrown apples cider. So I'm gonna rack both of these off to secondary today. Take a gravity reading. I expect it to be around 0.998, something like that. 999. But I'm also going to do a taste. It's been sitting on that yeast for a couple of months now, so figured I'd get it off of there, give it a taste, see how we're doing. But yeah, it's looking pretty darn good. Get a smell here. Yeah, I can't smell anything through there, but take a gravity sample and let you guys know what that's all about. That sucker's low. Looks like it's right at 0.996, but clear as a bell. So I'm going to let that thing ride out in secondary for a little while. Tasting wise, let's see how it tastes. dry. It's still pretty good. The apples came through pretty good on that. Not overly yeasty. No other off flavors that I can detect. Really dry. So that's the first one. Get the second one out, rack it over, and then give you some feedback on that one. So here is the cider, homegrown apple cider that we did with the US-05 ale yeast, and it is coming in at 0.998, so it is a little bit lower or higher. These both started at the same original gravity. One was done with EC 1118 Lelvin yeast, however you pronounce that. And this one is not quite as crystal clear as the other one. So let's see how it tastes. Something tells me it's going to be different, but well, it's also dry, but there's strangely a residual sweetness in this one, and something that reminds me of a beer. I don't know what it is. Seems to be a little bit more body on it, and it lacks mouthfeel pretty much altogether. So, interesting. Same apples, same cider, same treatment with the recipe. We added, let's see, pectic enzyme and yeast nutrient on that one. And so they got the same treatment, and we just pitched the yeast and let it go. Interesting. We on the EC 1118 we did rehydrate it. On the US-05 we just pitched it straight away. I don't know. I would say that it's strange because we had a 0.996 on our last reading for this ale yeast, and this time it was 0.998. But I would say a little more age, they're both going to be pretty darn good. But I would think right now I would drink that one with the ale yeast. It is really quite good. It's better than I thought it would be. Making Edwards apple wine in the past with store-bought juice, this one is remarkably good. I mean, it doesn't have that dry wine taste to it, but it's really quite a bit cloudier. Not nearly as clear. I don't know if I'm even on the damn thing. There we go. So anyway, cool. Thought I'd share that stuff with you guys since actually doing something with these today. Alright, cheers. Catch you later. So I have been a busy bee today. And it's Sunday, so shooting this for Homebrew Wednesday. So happy Homebrew Wednesday. How about that, guys? Getting towards the end of the day here. A few things to clean up still. You know the drill. But I got a couple of things just going to show you. I wanted to check my refractometer, so I actually pulled a gravity sample for my hydrometer just to make sure, and it is spot on the same number, so that's cool. So I'll show you what we're looking at here, and something else I did. So here we got this thing. Let's see if I can get it in there. We're looking at like 1051, I think is what I actually came out with. Kind of hard to see on here, but it always is. Anyway, 1051 on the gravity. That's what it looks like. Pretty clear. A little bit of protein in there. Kind of expect that. Kind of sloshing it around when I took the sample. The other thing I did was I made a starter yesterday morning, and this was 1272 American Ale 2 yeast. So I made a 2-liter starter, and I captured this for future brews, and so we'll have those on hand. Pitched about 600 mils or so into the beer I just made. That should be alright. This is a pretty good looking starter, nice and frothy. And I took about 400 mils of that and pitched it into the stout just to give it a little boost, a little kickstart. So another variable, another change, but that's alright. I want that thing to dry out, so hopefully that'll give it a little boost since the gravity was still up there around 10:30. Alright, so super long Homebrew Wednesday, huh? Alright, well, I'm going to wrap this up, get my stuff cleaned up, and I need a beer. So, since I've been working so hard, I'm going to have a beer. This is the Hoogarden clone, modified Hoogarden clone that we did a few weeks ago. Very first one. So this is the carbonation test, and then I'll drink it. Ready? That sounds promising. And it smells promising. Let's get the pour. Yeah, 52 bottles out of this batch. Carbonation is decent. Actually, I haven't bottled a beer in a while. I've been kegging, but looks like we still have it. This was made with the yeast forbidden fruit. So, get a smell. Wow. First thing you get is huge fruit nose, like oranges, you know. There's a little bit of that Belgian yeast in the background. Smells very inviting. And you see not much head, but it looks like there's a bit of lacing there. So, and there's definitely some carbonation. So, pretty green beer. Let's see what it tastes like. Not bad. I think the color is pretty close. I don't have a Hoogarden to compare it to, but I think this came out a little bit darker. If memory serves me. But this about pushes the edge of the Belgian yeast. For me, I'm not a huge fan, but this is good. And this was brewed for someone else, so this is brewed for my brother. He and I brewed that up quite a while back. But anyway, cheers. I'm going to get off camera, clean up the rest of this mess, and enjoy the rest of this beer. Cheers, everybody.
And I wasn't even around hardly.
Yeah.
Busy stuff.
But I talk about that in the clips. What else? Tons of stuff going on that day. It was a busy day. I definitely felt the workout. Today, I got a message from Mrs. Elder P and said, I just made some bread from the grains from your chocolate stout. And here it is, and you can see maybe the steam. This is still warm. It just came out of the oven a while ago. So here's the bread, folks.
And it is so good.
Yeah, we just had a little sample.
Oh my.
So I'm going to take that to work and share it with some coworkers tomorrow. Some of my fellow brewers at our little work brew club. And see what they think.
Yeah.
What else?
So next week, you're in California. I'm in St. Charles, Illinois.
And I got some pretty cool news. Oh, you're going all the way to St. Charles?
Yeah, drive up there.
That's not far from us.
No.
But I got some pretty cool, I guess, news. I'm going to be traveling further than usual. The week after next, I'll be in California next week for most of the week. And then the following week, I'm flying over to Europe for work to do some things. And I'm going to be in Germany. And then I get to go for a couple days over to our sister lab, which is in Belgium. So I'm going to be in the beer world capital. So we'll see what I can do. I'm going to take the camera and try to get some cool footage. My buddy's a beer geek. He's a Belgian, and he just loves beer, period. So he's got a great little cellar. He's got some beers kept down there. So that's cool.
There's some home brewers over there, I know.
I don't know of any in Belgium.
No.
I won't be in the Netherlands or
yeah,
Norway. Anyway,
Scotland or England or
little.
Anybody know anybody in Belgium
or Germany?
Get in touch, or in Germany. Yeah, I want to go back to Italy so I can go see Taxi.
You should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. And I had a real nice experience last week. I got to meet a coworker who works for the same company that I work for, who is a home brewer. And I didn't realize this. It was our first meeting. Andrew, here's to you if you get to see this video. I don't know.
If he's tuning in, yeah.
But he's really into sours. And he's been brewing for a long time. He knows his stuff. And I want to learn from him. What I can,
you gotta learn how
to know him.
You gotta learn how to like sours too.
Oh yeah, well I do. Occasionally,
if you're introduced to the right sours,
yes.
It makes all the difference.
So he related a couple of experiences to me that he's been through and things that he's done, and I'm fascinated by that. So I look forward to learning more from him, and we'll see how it goes. So anyway,
that's it for us.
Happy Homebrew Wednesday, everyone.
Cheers.